Hello, it's Hillary again from Good Wellesley Dogs Dog Training. Let's talk today about the relationship that you want to have with your new puppy or dog. You need to train them. You need to train them for lots of reasons, but you want them to be able to live comfortably with you in your house. You want it to be comfortable for you, and you want it to be comfortable for the dog. So, in order to do that, you want training time to be fun. Now, people think about training and they think, well, do I have to do this all the time for hours and hours on end? And no, your dog would get worn out and they don't have an attention span that's that long. Truthfully, you should think about 3 training sessions a day for most puppies. And a training session in itself can be just 10 minutes or so. But that's formal training. What you also want to do is to use your actions and your reactions to the dog to teach him how they are to live successfully within your house. What do I mean by that? I mean, we want your dog to be excited when they come and see you. We don't want them to be whining and jumping on you, but we do want them to look forward to coming out and interacting with you. So we're going to use their food as a motivator. And for the very early weeks of your relationship with your puppy, the majority of their food is going to come from your hand. The dog understands that you are their human, you are their leader, you're the one that provides all the resources for him. Your dog understands that he is a dog. Now, maybe he doesn't know the word dog, but he understands that he's different than you. The problem is when we forget, because we are so enamored and in love with our cute little puppy, that the dog is not a furry little human. The dog doesn't understand the speech and language with which most humans grow and develop to understand. The dog needs you to communicate to him the way that dogs were made to communicate with each other, by you showing him what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. And the way that we show our dog is with our expression on our face, it's with our body language and our energy, and it's also with physical correction and or reward. We need to be able to communicate with our dog in a way that they understand. And when we show them by giving them a reward for good behavior, or we correct them, for example, by having them on a long line when we are working with them, and when we call them to us and they are distracted by something else and run in the other direction, we are able to gently get a hold of the other end of that long line and give them a tiny little tug that says, nope, come on back here to me. That is a correction. Corrections don't need to be harsh. They certainly shouldn't be with puppies, but they do need to be physical. They do need to be understandable to the dog, because dogs need us to communicate in a way that they understand. And if we get frustrated and say no and shout at them when we haven't taught them what is and isn't acceptable through a calm but physical manner that they understand, it's just not fair for us to expect them to understand our frustration when we have only tried to use speech to teach them things. So you want to motivate your dog. You want your dog to think it's really fun and wonderful to come out of his crate and engage with you and learn new things, but you've got to do it in a way that the dog understands. So stop using so much speech and talking to your dog all the time. Close your mouth. Use your body. Use appropriate dog training tools, collars, leashes, long lines, place cots, fencing, boundaries, rewards, treats, play with toys. But we need to show our dogs what it is that we want from them and how it is that we will all be happy living together in our homes. Dogs are physical creatures. They can't speak back to us. And people who say, my dog communicates with me, you're absolutely right. But he's doing it with his body. He's doing it with his head. He's doing it with his tongue. He's doing it with his paws. He's communicating with you physically. So we have to adapt our communication to our dogs to a physical, fair, but firm way that they can understand. And then you can really have an incredibly great relationship with your puppy and dog. See you again next time.